Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. All right, guys, let's get to it. I'm gonna let this algorithm do stuff. All right, so Ethereum time and date, Arizona time. We're gonna start off with daily. I told you guys about this three candle strategy. This daily three candle box strategy that was gonna guide you and help you out on what the market was gonna do and whatnot. As you can see, it's still holding. We probably closed a 12-hour candle inside of here, which then this last 12-hour candle started to try to complete that. As we get to closer to 1 o'clock or even before, around 11:45, 12:30, which is, oh no, this is Bitcoin. So 10:45, 11:30, we should see some action or whatnot, holding and breaking up towards the upside. And especially as we get closer to when we close at the 4 candle 1 p.m. From 1 p.m. to 3, you should see Ethereum try to break its all-time high, maybe create an all-time high and get back down again as the market open and it lets its bullshit out. And especially if S&P opens a little bit higher with that before it opens, Ethereum's gonna signal you, Ethereum's gonna show you it's gonna be towards the upside. Like that's why right now it's creeping up. I told you guys around the time, if we weren't at a certain price, we should be dropping throughout the night. If not, we're gonna keep this momentum up going or whatnot. I'm gonna go down to, so remember, I talked about this three candle bond strategy in the daily and how it would played out on my other videos. I mentioned this strategy on my other videos before. If you don't understand it, go watch my other videos. They're short, anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. I go now to the 12-hour candle. So I said it was very important where we close this 12-hour candle. I put all my bullshit up, and in this box right here is the section we need to hold. This is where we closed last month on July, and from there we've been above this area. Not just that, so we also have the daily, which is right here in this box, which is outlined in orange, letting me know it's a daily box. And this box right here is your 12-hour candle box, which is outlined in yellow to let me know that it's a 12 candle box. Because I know this box is still active. As long as it's still here, this bullish is still active. And then now, as you have this 12-hour candle breaking into the next box on top, which is your daily box. Now that daily box, you guys see that daily box reach the all-time high right here. Especially as we get too close to 1 o'clock, you guys see Ethereum pushing on up. If by 1 o'clock we start rejecting and we push to 4,743, then we could just dump a little bit, but nothing crazy or whatnot. Let me show you what I mean by that. 4-hour candle, 3-hour candle. So by 1 o'clock, if we're not reaching up here, we're peaking. We're most likely gonna then start by 12:01, start going down here and testing this green region, and from there it's gonna start holding. And your 3 o'clock is either gonna break it and start testing these lower regions, break that monthly support that I just been hanging above, or from 3 o'clock we're gonna start going back up and continue this momentum. I don't really see it by 1 o'clock being down here. I still say keeping this momentum, but that's still too early. It's 10 o'clock. We just closed a 4-hour candle. You can see we just closed this 4-hour candle. Your 12-hour candle will look like that, and your daily is still active. And if you go to Bitcoin doing the same thing. There's a the daily 3-candle box right here. And it's still active. It's weeping. It's sinking down. But I told you guys that if Ethereum went down a little bit, that Bitcoin wasn't going to follow. If anything, we're going to be testing this support right here. And that's what you're seeing there right now. Now, as Bitcoin looks like it's falling down and Ethereum is pushing on up, that's typical. What you'll then see is you'll see Ethereum push even harder. And then that's when you start seeing Bitcoin creep on up again and start going inside of here. Let me take you to the 1-hour candle, tell you what I mean. Right here in the 4-hour candle, that's a Fibonacci. That's what you have a 50 right there. That's a 4-hour candle, 50 Fibonacci. Let me show you what I mean by that. So now now that the market moved, the 4-hour candle Fibonacci moved, and it's really up here now. There used to be a 2-hour candle Fibonacci, but now the market moved, it's gonna turn, my bad. So this is gonna turn red, and this one I'm gonna take off. I want to see where my Fibonacci's are now. 8-hour candle Fibonacci right here, as you see. So what I do, since I have so much bullshit, I'll get this circle, put it right here, let me know there's a 50 Fibonacci at 8 hours, so it turns into blue. So now what's gonna happen is that, let me see if I find the 50 right here. The 12-hour candle 50 is up here, right here. So you have a daily and a 12-hour candle 50 Fibonacci right here. You have a 4-hour candle 50 Fibonacci right here, and you have an 8-hour candle 50 Fibonacci right here. So what they need to do is from 9 o'clock to 1, you need to hold above 114,109. Is as Ethereum starts creeping on up, let me take all this off because I know it's going to confuse you guys. As Ethereum starts creeping up, you should see Bitcoin creeping up and getting inside above this support that it just broke. That's why you're not seeing Bitcoin drop, even though you're seeing pressure from sellers pushing on down. Notice how it hasn't really dropped down like crazy, and look at how Ethereum is looking confident, tough. So this is just bullshit right here. As we get closer to your 1045 to 1130, you should see Ethereum trying going for it because it knows it's gonna close at 1 o'clock before a candle, and then you should see Bitcoin start again break support that I just broke right now. That's what you should be seeing in the next 4 hours for Bitcoin and Ethereum. You see how now Ethereum is getting stronger and they're getting ready to break through that all-time resistance. You see how it's right there already now. So as this continues, you guys then see Bitcoin reverse and start creeping going back up. And you should see all coins are doing that same too because they're following Ethereum. I know it doesn't really make sense with all these boxes and whatnot, but that's what's gonna happen. And I'm pretty sure my indicators tell me right here that there's an entry. Yeah, right there. There's your entry and there's your targets and there's your stop loss. Anyways, I'll come up probably most likely around 1 o'clock to get the result of how the market is doing and what then I'll see happening from there in the last 4-hour candle, because also got to update how the S&P is doing, how anything happened over this weekend, whether is he going to tweet something, because also important, he normally tweets something around before 4 hours, 3 hours before the market opens, around 10, 9 o'clock. He'll tweet something or say something. But since we get left on good terms, he shouldn't be tweeting something that's going to affect the market. The market should open happy after closing S&P by the all-time high region. So we should see more excitement by 3 o'clock. You see the crypto actually be more happier, more upper than what it is right now. Costco, hello. I have no idea of what this is. I know, bro. I had to make a video to really break down how I dissect the market and how and what I use these lines for, to be honest. It's a strategy that I came up. I taught myself. I know it looks like crayons, it looks like child play, all this shit. I heard it before, but I've been doing this shit for 4 years. And trust me when I believe, I know I'm different. I'm different, and I can, in a way, analyze the market way better than other people can because they're so used to using the same tactics, the same tools, the same perspective, point of view. I see the market differently from my own point of view. As you keep on and you watch my videos, you'll start seeing that. I appreciate you guys. I hope this makes sense. If you're confused, watch my other videos. I'll start making videos, playlists of how I graph the market.